Hello, this is Tim. I'm reading from Disciple by Walter Mosley, and let's get into it. Let's see. I was reading from somewhere else. Here we go. Who is this? Again, a long wait, 2 minutes or more. We are Bron. It is the same name we have designated for this communication, or it is the name we have designated for this communication. Are you Hogarth Tryman? Nobody calls me Hogarth anymore. My name is Trent. Who are you, Bron? I am Bron. Where are you from? How do you know me? Why are you instant messaging me at 3:45 in the morning? I live outside the country. I know you because of my studies, and I'm communicating with you because you are to help me alter things. It was time for me to take a break on responding. Only my mother knew my name, and even if someone else at work or somewhere else found out what I was christened, I didn't know anyone well enough to make jokes with them in the wee hours of the morning. Brown was definitely weird. Listen, man, I don't know who you are or what kind of mind games you're playing, but I don't want to communicate with you or alter anything. I am Brown. You are Hogarth Tryman. You must work with me. I have proof. Rather than arguing with this Braun person, I logged off the internet and called up my word processor. I've been composing a letter to Nancy Yee for the last 8 months that was nowhere near completion. The letter was meant to be very long. We met at a company wide retreat for the parent corporation of Shiloh Statistics. InfoMargins. The president of InfoMargins had decided that all employees that had more than 7 years of service should be invited regardless of their position. The retreat was held at a resort on Cape Cod. I liked Nancy very much, but she had a boyfriend in Arizona. She had moved to Boston for her job and planned to break up with Leland, her beau, but didn't want to start anything with me until she had done the right thing by him. She'd given me her address and said, I know this is weird, but I need the space. If you still want to talk to me later, just write and I'll get back in touch with you within a few days. She kissed me then. It was a good kiss. The first romantic kiss bestowed on me in over a year. Way over a year. I came home the next day and started writing this letter to her, but I couldn't get the words right. I didn't want to sound too passionate, but all I felt was hunger and passion. I wanted to leave New York and go to Boston to be with her, but I knew that would be too much to say. Nancy had thick lips and an olive complexion. Her family was from Shanghai. Um, the great grandparents came to San Francisco at the turn of the century and had kept their genes pretty pure since then. She didn't think herself pretty, but I found her so. Her voice was filled with throaty humor, and she was small, tiny almost. I've always been over large, but I like small women. They make me feel like somebody important, I guess. I composed long letters telling Nancy how attractive and smart and wonderful she was. I decided these were too effusive and deleted them one after the other. Then I tried little notes that said I liked her and it would be nice to get together sometimes. But that showed none of my true feeling. That Thursday morning at 5 to 4, I opened the document called Dear Nancy and started for the 97th time to write a letter that I could send. Dear Nancy, I remember you fondly when I think of those days we spent at the Conrad Resort on the Cape. I hope that you remember me and what we said. I'd like to see you. I hope this isn't too forward. I stopped there, unhappy with the direction the letter was taking. It had been 8 months. I had to say something about why I procrastinated for so long, and words like fondly made me seem like I came out of some old English novel. And Hogarth? I looked down at the program line, but there was no indication that the system was connected to the internet. Still, the question came in an instant message box. There was a line provided for my response. Interesting. We got to find out who Bron is. Very interesting. And I was to say, there are a lot of lonely people in this society. Even in cities like New York, where you it's crowded, and you would think, man, you can't be lonely in New York. Now, the one thing I would say, having experienced, even when you're lonely in New York, there's so much going on that you can deal with it. You can go sit in the park, you can watch people, you can be on the subway, and there's so many people. There's so much interesting things going on. You can get through life better when you're lonely in New York or big cities, I think. At least that's the way it was for me. It has been for me. So, um, cities aren't all bad, and I love New York. You know that. I'll have more. We'll see who Bron is. I mean, we'll see who Bron is, and how Hogarth responds. Until next time, take care of your mind, take care of your body, and be safe.